Hi, I'm Mike Morgan, and this is my wife, Barbara.
We recently served as lay delegates to our Oklahoma Annual Conference, along with Madison Snow, who was our youth delegate.
I'm Madison Snow, and I attended Annual Conference, and I was a youth voting delegate, so I got to vote. Some of the things we did were, as a youth, was we got to eat lunch with the bishop and we got to eat lunch with him and ask him questions, and it was a really neat experience, really humbling. It was really interesting to see the way he interacted with us. And then we also got to go to the ordination service and see all the pastors be ordained. And then there were also some became elders, I think, which was really cool. And actually some of my fellow youth delegates felt the Spirit and were called into ministry. And so they got to go and speak with some of the pastors, which was really neat to see. It was a great experience, and I would love to go again.
Along with us, we had several people who were there for all or part of the time. Of course, Norma and Tony. Tony's two daughters, Stephanie and Tiffany. Bob and Sally Hillis were alternates. Phil and Marlene Jones, John Beckman, and Mark Ashton. We as Methodists are members of a connectional ministry. There are churches throughout the world. Coming to the annual conference, we come together to set goals, to review the budget and approve it, and to hear reports from all the ministries who receive apportionments or a portion of our budget to support their missions in the United Methodist Church.
The conference started on Monday, which was Memorial Day, and ended late Thursday afternoon. Our theme was Mission Possible. Bishop Robert Hayes opened the conference with an ecumenical address in which he challenged us to three goals.
My top priority is to advance the Oklahoma Conference to its strongest ever witness for Christ. To accomplish that goal, I begin with an even greater emphasis on the local church, calling on both clergy and laity to the daunting task of starting new faith communities and revitalizing our existing congregations. Oklahoma has always been acclaimed as a good conference. We rank in the top 10 of all 57 United Methodist conferences in the United States. I think that's something you ought to be proud of. From Guyman, Oklahoma to Elk City, to McAllister, to Tulsa, and beyond, innovative ideas are erupting in our local churches. The book of discipline of our denomination says this: the local church provides the most significant arena through which disciple making occurs. I believe that. To be a stronger, greater conference, our focus must be on the local church. My second priority for this quadrennium is to stay the course with our strategic plan. The strategic plan provides a framework for us to intentionally explore the ways to do ministry. And my third and last priority is this: to keep our mission program ranked number one in the entire denomination. You hear me say, to keep it ranked number one. That's what this annual conference is all about: Mission Possible.
On Wednesday afternoon, everyone left the building to go out and do mission work in the Oklahoma City area. Some went to Moore, some to the local food bank, neighborhood services organization, and many other agencies who do mission work.
On Wednesday, we went on a mission, and our youth, we were assigned to paint a woman's house, and so we painted some of the outside and then her entire living room and several doors and part of her bedroom because it was kind of falling apart, and it was all neat and fresh and clean.
Centenary was honored at the laity luncheon for the It Works For Me award through the labors of Bama Beckman in leading the women in plarning mats for the homeless, and the Girlfriends group, which led us in making blessing bags.
We voted on some clerical items and some changed wording But I was a bit disappointed that we didn't get to talk about some of our big changes that are coming our way. One of them is a loss of funding for Cameron Campus Ministry, which will start in a few years.
There was plenty of time for worship, with informal worship in the morning and formal worship every evening. Our own Janice Meese Sharp, who came from this congregation to go into the ministry, was in charge of all the worship.
We heard reports from over 50 groups. Almost every mission group that gave a report had collected money on the tornado victims and more. So far, the conference has collected over $500,000.
We were honored to serve as your delegates and now challenge this church in a few ways. Number one, we would love for you to consider having a delegate from both the Connect and the traditional worship services to attend annual conference. Number two, we would love to see our choir and/or Connect band to provide the music at some of the worship services. And number three, we would like to encourage all of you to stay in touch by reading your contact, by going to okumc.org or Facebook or Twitter to stay abreast of what's going on.
We heard the word transformation several times during the conference. We believe that our Oklahoma United Methodist churches are alive and well and in the business of transforming the world. Thank you.